What's up, guys? Welcome back to Frostpunk 2. This video is going to be a bit of a beginner guide to Frostpunk 2, and we have two missions. The first mission is to, of course, survive the full 300 weeks that we have allotted during this beta, and the second mission is to find the fuel colony, which so happens to be the Broken Shore. I've already found this colony once, and I made a previous video on that, but I found that colony by accident. And I'm actually going to tailor this video to getting to that colony. So let's jump right into it. I've been enjoying this game so much. If you guys have been playing the beta and you've been enjoying it, leave a comment. Tell me what your favorite parts of the beta has been so far. If you liked the video, please give it a like. And if you want to see more Frostpunk 2 videos or content, follow the channel. Please subscribe. Let's get right into this. So, at the beginning of the beta, we're forced to go through a bit of a tutorial, but like I've said in previous videos, we are not forced to follow this tutorial down to a T. We can actually set ourselves up in week 1 to get this tutorial done as quickly as possible. So as soon as this starts, I'm going to hit pause and I'm going to start knocking out these things to get this tutorial done as quickly as possible, so that way the game can open up for us and I can get to the Broken Shores before we hit our 300 week milestone. So now the first thing it wants us to do is get this coal deposit ready, and the coal deposit that we're going to use is sitting right here. So we're just going to go right for it. The second thing it's going to ask us to do is set up food. So we're going to set up our food district right over here in this area. Right after it asks us to set up food, it's going to ask us to set up our goods. So we're going to set up our goods right here. Get that taken care of. There is another coal deposit here, I believe, which we might wind up using, but there's another alternative, and I'm not going to use it, and I'll get into that other alternative. This, though, this deposit is not going to last us. This resource deposit is not going to last us. As you can see, it's only going to last us 85 weeks. So we're going to future-proof and get this area cleared out so we can set up our secondary material deposit there. Another thing we're going to have to set up is housing, and I've explained this, but I'll explain it again. These blue areas are heat zones, and certain districts give positive heat, just like the food will give us some good heat. But here in the red, this is our industrial zone, and this gives us squalor, which is deterioration of buildings. So we don't want to build our areas, our housing in these areas, right? So I'm going to build one here, and I'm going to leave a little bit of space because when we expand, it will allow us to expand by 3. And I'm going to build another one out over here. And we are going to move forward. Okay, so now that we've gotten our areas set up, this one's taken care of, and also this one here, we are going to need another extractor. Plop this extractor down right here. And we also need to clean up this area here and work our way to this old way station. We need to get this set up for us as well, and there are going to be certain laws. One of the things that we are going to have to pay attention to, which seems to be the foundation of you being able to plop down your districts, is these heat stamps. And they're right now we're negative 3.8, so pretty much negative 4, simply because of our goods not being high enough. There are certain laws that we will set in place early on to increase our heat stamp output and try and get our goods taken care of early on as possible, because these things do cause a lot of tension and lack of trust for you as the steward. So when I play, let's. No, these two got taken care of. This is taken care of, and we got that there. Good. Now it's going to ask us to expand a housing district so we can get access. Now it's going to ask us to expand our housing district so we can get access to our tech tree, which is what we're going to do. We're going to expand this area here, allow that to go. We're already on week 7 and we're looking good so far. The next thing we need to do, we're also going to knock this out. I need to get to this way station just to set it up early on so I don't have to worry about that later. We have 160 heat stamps left. We're going to save it because we're going to need it once this is completed. Pause. Go to housing and build our institute. Now I'm pausing the game every time I need to do something, simply because time does go by very fast if you're not paying attention. And even when you're looking at certain menus, time will still continue to go. Okay, so now we have access to our tech tree. We're going to look in here. It's going to ask us to build our coal mines, and I'm going to use a bit of common sense here. And I'm going to choose the machinist to take care of the coal mines for me. Now, one cool thing about this is depending on who you have built, and you can build both of these to help fit, because maybe the foragers want it taken down and you need to gain favor with the foragers, and this is one of the promises that they need you to make, so that way they actually have their dust coal mining. You might have to remove the grinding coal mine from your machinist, and they look different depending on who's building them, which I think is a really cool thing that the developers did. Having a little bit of problem with crime, which is something that we also are going to have to take care of. We're going to speed this through. Now down here we have our progress bar. It's a black bar that's going to go up, and that's going to show us our progress along with how many weeks we have left. Let's give it a pause. All right, because there are things that we can do in between. I'm going to wait until we get 150 heat stamps. Get a little bit more. Okay, we'll stop there because we're going to have enough that this is still going, and I don't want to waste the time that we have now. I'm going to grab another extractor, and I'm going to set this up here for now. I like to put this right here. That way it can reach down, and I can grab these two. Grab that one right there, and there's a reason why I grabbed that one, right? We're going to need to open up this area just a little bit because we're going to put an industry in there. And I'm just going to open it up completely. I'm not going to really read through these prompts. I've seen them enough, but if this is your first time seeing it, please pause to read. Let's unpause. I'm going to expand this district here. No, I'm not going to do that. That's going against our goal. We're just wasting heat stamps to get to where we need to get to next. So, now we have the tech tree open, and we are going to go to, I believe, well, it's not going to open up to us yet. But once we get our laws, this area over here is going to be able to open up, and this is the one that we're going to go for right here. But in the meantime, in between time, one of the first things that I am going to get set up are watchtowers, because watchtowers are going to help us with this guy up here when it comes to taking care of riots, which you will have an issue with. I don't understand, but when the Technocrats do come into play later on in this playthrough, they always come in with low trust qualities and just make this game very difficult for me. We need 80 heat stamps for the extractor. we got it. So we're going to build this here. That's going to take care of that. Let's breeze through it. What we got going on here? Looming cold. Things are about to get really cold for us. Pause to read. And now we need to place down a council since we got that. So I'm going to pause it. I'm going to go in here. Council is going to cost us 80. So we need to wait about 2 or 3 weeks. Take a look at this. Secure for the future. This is talking about stockpiling. But we're not worried about that because we have a goal that we're trying to reach. Come on. There we go, pause. My goal is to open up the game to myself before week 50. And once this gets done, how many weeks? Oh, it's not going to really tell us. But it's at least to have it done before week 50. And it seems like we have completed that goal. So now the game is going to completely open up for us. We're going to get a message saying that, and we have 300 weeks paused. So just wasted 3 weeks not paying attention. And that's what I mean by time goes by very, very quickly. Our watchtower also is complete. So we can open up some of these housing districts to get watchtowers placed down in those areas, right? So now it's going to ask us to take care of some laws. This is your council. And I think this is a great thing that they've added to the game. It's not just an area that just looks good. It's actually pretty functional. If I hover over one side of the council, you can see in the bottom, it says that that's the machinist. If I go to the other side, it shows that those are the foragers. Each person in here represents an actual number for that faction. So you can count these people out yourself and find out that they're actually a number. There are 100 members in here. There's always going to be 100 members in here at a time. And as the other two factions come into the fold, they will have their own seat at the table and you'll be able to hover over them too. If you click on the faction, you'll see how much of the city in percentage is how much of the council by, you'll see if you click on them, you'll see how much of the council by percentage is owned by that faction and how they feel about you and a bit of what they're about and how you can appease to them if you read this the right way. Click on the machinist, you get the same thing. So we're going to go into economy because I want to work on heat stamps. So this is the one that I'm going to take first. Primarily because of this guy right here. Later on, this is going to become very important because as it gets cold, we lose a lot of trust for people. As resources get low, we lose a lot of trust from our people as well. So it'll be nice to capitalize on this early on. So that way, when we start hitting that whiteout area, we can switch to this to sit there and have people maintain faith in us. It's a 2010 split, and usually the first one is always a freebie when it comes to these 2010 splits, so I'm not worried about it and we don't have to negotiate.
The proposed law has been approved.
And as I say that, we barely passed with 52 out of 51. So this is just a prompt telling us that the tutorial is over. We can consult to this guy over here in the middle of the right side of the screen, which is a tutorial area for us to look at certain things. But now that that's completed, what's going on here? This building is not working. Why is the city hall working? That's interesting. Is the generator off? The generator's on. Override. This is a bug, maybe? Okay. I don't know what's going on with that. That's the first time that I've seen this happen. Requires 20 heat. We have the heat. So maybe if I pump it into overdrive. I'm not going to get distracted by that. So we're going to go into here. We got that done. Since this is opened up for us, hospitals is going to become very important. But before the hospitals become important, I need this logistics bay. And we're going to have the Foragers do this because this plus 15 is really going to help us speed up our progress behind that. I'm also going to work towards an extra plus 10 by getting to this guy over here. We also have to set up our logistics bay. We also have to set up our logistics bay, which we don't have enough to do right now. I think we need 150 to set up logistics bays. Yes, we do. We need 150. And we are just going to speed up to that. Let's see what's going on here. Pause. So even though it says that building isn't working, which is a little nerve-wracking because that's our console, we're still able to access our console, so we'll just chalk that up to it being a bug and keep pushing forward. We're going to go right back to economy, and we're going to look for something else that's going to give us heat stamps. This is going to increase our heat stamps per capita, and I want to take advantage of that early, going back to explain why. Hold on, give me a second. Here we go. I'm going to take this one because this one right here, the heat demand significantly decreased is heat demand is significantly decreased is something that's going to help us when those whiteouts start to happen. So we're going to take advantage of this one early on again. It's a 2010 split.
The votes are in.
55 out of 51, we will take it. And as you can see, if you actually do look on this screen, you see these people clapping. Like this guy's clapping here, this guy's smacking his head because he wasn't for the vote. He didn't get what he wanted, so he's upset about it. And we have our heat stamps. It is currently getting a little bit colder, negative 30. So if you played Frostpunk 1, this coldness, negative 30C, was the freezing point, negative 40, negative 30C. In Frostpunk 2, it gets a lot colder. We're talking about negative 100, negative 110. So we're going to build our logistics bay here. We're going to hit play. We're going to breeze through it. Certain things I want to do. I want to open up this area a lot more. Just a little bit of future proofing because we are going to struggle. Good. Now we can scour the Frostlands. So we are going to go here. This is our first step to getting to the Broken Shore. And as you can see, we do have a resource here that we started off with 10 with, right? We're going to increase that. And we want to try and get as much as those as possible. When a expedition is out, it requires 10 regardless. So we're pretty much always going to be at 0 as this goes on until we start increasing through the tech tree and setting up other way stations. And I'll show you where those other 2 way stations are. So we have one way station that we've built a logistics station on, and it gave us 10. Well, actually 15. It gave us 10 here. We have another one here that we're going to build. We have another one here that we're going to build. We have to build houses. That's the reason why they showed us that. And then we have another one over here, but I'm not going to get to this episode. It's really, really far out, and it's going to require a lot of resources that I don't feel like it's going to be useful in this 300 week journey that we're going on right now. So before we build those houses, let's take a look. We have 206 heat stamps. What is more important? We got the logistics bay up. The next thing we're going to take care of is the scout training. And when the Technocrats come into play, they are going to hate this. So I want to decrease exploration cost just to make it a little bit cheaper. And as you can see, we're already getting this icon showing that this is going out. I have to build. There's a lot that I have to build. So, but before we get really, really deep into that, I'm going to not build another housing district. I'm going to extend the one that I have, and I'm going to extend this one here. All right, we want to extending. Sometimes we don't have to just build a whole new district. Sometimes extending will get us the results that we're looking for, and it's a lot cheaper as well. Let's go to these laws, go right back to economy, and paid essentials. And now we're going to go for this one here. The people are going to hate that too because their family members are going to be separated, and we'll deal with that when that time comes.
The votes are in.
But right now, gaining all of these heat stamps are our priority. So let's extend those areas. And as you can see, we are now where we need to be. Children are the future and must be attended to. That's a promise that we're going to make. And we just have to pass a law in the child category, which is really, really simple. 5 children died at the Rumble. Okay, so we have 154 heat stamps. I want to build this logistics hub here. Once that is complete, it should give us 10 to 15 more of those expedition resources, allowing us to send 2 teams out or send 1 big team out. And as you can see, we have 10. Pause. We're on day 86. And the Icebloods have formed. And this is one of the factions, the 3rd faction in the Frostpunks. Pause to read if you want to see what they're about. They also unlock hunting trips. Food is a problem for us right now. And it's always going to be a problem. So to take care of that early, we can't right now because we're not in good favor with them the way we need to be. But we will get there. But we have food. Where are you? Food here. So what I want to do is just beeline it up in this area here, so that way we can gain access to that food. Now that the scout training is complete, we need 200 for this, and it's going to take 33 weeks. That's decreased. So you can kind of see I'm following this route so I can get to the goal that I'm trying to get to. And since food is an issue, let's take care of this here. Exploration cost is decreased. We're going to take that. That's going to work out in our favor. It's already at 49, so it's what the majority of the people want.
The law takes effect.
And we are finished here with this expedition. So this is always going to be cold. We're not going to use it because we want to use everything we have to come out here. The next place we're going to go is... Interesting how that's fluctuating. Next place we're going to go is here. Now, instead of it costing 20, which it normally would have, it's costing us 16. So let's send them out there. We have 4 left. Let's see what we have going on here. Crime in the city. We have to build those watchtowers, which is the reason why we extended what we extended. Let's see how much those watchtowers are going to cost us. They should be here in housing. And they're going to cost us 80. Good. This is going to help bring crime down. Heat demand is increasing because it just got colder, but it's about to go back down to 30. What's going on here? Of course they do. Come on. There we we go. So now we have a promise to keep here. We're going to do this. Because we don't want to lose our heat stamps, this is what we're going to give them. It's just any one of those. And it's 25-9. So it seems like that vote is more likely to go through.
The ayes have it.
Trust rises. Your trust is down here, and your attention is right here. And you want to manage both of these. If your trust falls, they will kick you out, and you will fail your mission when it comes to the city. If your attention just keeps going up, this will cause a lot of riots, which will make trust fall. It's just another thing that you have to manage that makes it a lot more difficult. Because let's be honest, for those of us who have played Frostpunk 1, it was very easy to manage the trust. Like, that wasn't a really big difficulty. Right next to that, you can see that the the Icebloods came and now they are supporting us, right? So because they're supporting us, their goal, that means they're in our favor. So when we want certain things done, they're more likely to help us get those things done. When we want to pass certain votes, or if we're proposing certain laws, they're more likely to help us. It's the same thing with the Foragers. Now, the Foragers and the Icebloods are very similar in things that they like, so it is kind of beneficial to have these guys working together, and passing laws that benefits one will usually benefit the other. So we can send these guys out on a hunting trip now because they are favorable to us. They don't have a problem doing these things that we ask. The hunting trips provide additional food. See, now we're gaining a little bit more food. Speaking of food, we have 150. Let's see what's going on here. Data centers provide less heat stamps, so they are gonna have to fend for themselves. It sounds cool, but hey, it is what it is. We're gonna build this here. This is gonna give us more of those expedition resources. We're gonna build another one. Okay, pause. Giving us more of those expedition resources. We're gonna come in here and see what we got. We just got the hot houses. We need 100 for this, and let's see. Harvesting food is efficiency is increased, slightly increased. Oh, what's going on here? Lack of required material. I think, see, empty slot. Oh, yeah, I'm tripping. This is finished. As you can see, the deposit is empty, so we're just going to get rid of it. There's no point of us keeping this here. And that's going to give us some heat stamps back. We're just going to promise to search the weather. It's just one of those prompts. We're going to pause here. Go into survival, and this is going to help us with food, adding these food additives in. One of them was for chemicals, and the other one was for regular food additives.
The ayes have it.
The Icebloods are out in this area here, comfortable. We have 12 guards here, which gives us 24. Hospitals are going to have to be built soon. We have 19 people absent for work, and we also do have a lot of people that are working. Let's see our housing situation. 45 out of 45, which means we don't have any room for growth. So I want to increase my housing. This district I cannot enlarge anymore. Can I enlarge this one more? I sure can. Give it those 3. We're going to put a hospital there, so why not? Let's keep my promise first to the Icebloods. We just have to look at it. We don't have to settle for it right now. These guys are almost done with their charting. Um, food still seems to be an issue. It's going to increase, but we might as well just set the food up here. We have a whiteout coming in 80 days. Temperatures are going to drop down to, and actually, if you come up to the top left here, you actually be able to see what weeks these things are going to be arriving for us. So currently, we're on week 115, on 120. So in 5 weeks, the temperature's going to rise, and then 30 weeks after that, it's going to drop, and then it's going to drop again 40 weeks after that. We need to take care of those goods. And to build goods, we need an industrial area, which is going to cost us. We don't have enough workforce. And that's the reason why we needed to build more zones. The Technocrats have come. And every time I've gone through this playthrough, it could just be the route that I have gone generally. I have always had the Technocrats come in and just be unfavorable with me. They're always in the red. They're just angry technological people. If you guys are playing Frostpunk 2, tell me if you made the right decisions early on to have these guys love you. But as you can see, I told you, they have no love for me at all. Pause to read. We need to build another zone. We got that done. The Icebloods raised for us. So now they are devoted to us. Let's build another residential zone. I don't have the workforce to do it. How's the housing looking? I have a surplus of 5. So there's the potential that it can grow. They just get here and they're already starting to protest. And what do they want us to protest? The Scout Pathfinders, which we don't want to do that. Let's ignore them for now and let's just throw some money their way. We got to get them to neutral. Let's promote them. Get some people on their side. And of course, they go right for the food, which is, I don't appreciate at all. Okay, if we have enough, let's hop up in here. We need to build our hospitals because that is going to be needed. The Icebloods are maxed out with us right now, so we'll do this. This will allow some more workers to come in, giving us more people because we do desperately need them. This is one thing they do want us to change. The Technocrats want us to make that adjustment. Unregulated work shifts. This will decrease. Right now, I'm going to say no to that. Goods. So we're going to have them be produced more efficiently. I think we're good when it comes to making that vote. So let's go for that, and we've made it.
The proposed law has been approved.
These guys are finally finished. We're about to have that whole entire whiteout hit us in a couple of weeks. Pause. I'm just wasting time. I have to remember to pause. As you can see, in that whole time that I've clicked that, we've lost many weeks, and it is my fault because I do have it on ×3, but man, we don't need these right now. We don't really have what it takes to use these during the allotted time. So we're going to leave that for now. We're going to head right over here to this area. We can send another team out because we have 42, right? Unsafe territory, slow chart, many Frostland teams required, and we have 32. It requires 42. It's going to take 45 weeks. That whiteout is going to... I don't know if it's going to make it in time. Let's go back. Let's see when our whiteout's coming. In 90. We won't be able to make that in time, but we'll get it going. I'm thinking about, yeah, this is going to cause me some issues, so because, and that's where building these watchtowers come into play. It'll give us enough just to do this. I really need to get these guys out of there because that is not going to help me out in any way, shape, or form. I do have more people, which is exactly what I needed to build another housing district so that way I can get more people in. Let's build that housing district there. And let's take a moment to, actually we'll do it after we get this housing district going. While that housing district is getting going, it is getting cold. I'm going to build an industrial zone. This is the reason why I opened all of this up. First thing I need to do is extend this because I do need to get these three right here, right? That's just going to give us a little bit more resources. The second thing I'm going to do is hop in here, grab this industrial zone, and I'm going to plop this bad boy down right in here. And that's going to bring our goods up. So now we're just going to press play. That's taken care of. We're going to extend this. Do we have, what's this? Unfulfilled still. Okay, so we need another housing district. We're going to build it out in this warm area right here. I think another one that I want to extend is going to be this area here. We're going to do it up and back. Good. We got our hospitals built. Should I look into treatment? This will slightly decrease disease. Oh, let's wait. Let's go into economy. That's resource production. Heat stamps will decrease, but it'll raise maintenance duty. Sticking to youth is going to become an issue for us. Let's check survival. Let's see. Heat output is extremely increased per dish. Who am I having issues with? The Foragers. These guys are neutral. Oh, man. Let's give it to these guys. Go into laws. Society. Let's do trust loss resulting from death is decreased because that death is bound to happen. Still at a 10-10 split, so I have confidence in this. We are going to hit a point where I'm going to need to negotiate with people. Oh, and this would have been one of them. But it got rejected, which is fine. I don't have an issue with that. It happens. 130 hate stamps. Let's keep pushing forward. This is completed. Now I can add. The reason why you want to extend these is because it gives you the ability to add extra buildings to the areas that you're in. So, for instance, let's see. For instance, let's say I want to build a hospital, right? We're going to housing. Click the hospital, and because I extended these areas, I can build hospitals in these areas over here. Right now, build a hospital there. What's going on here? They grow more radical because I sent the guards to shut them down. That's fine. It's getting cold. We're having an issue with squalor, and that's due to just a lack of materials. So since we're having an issue with materials, I think it's time for me to head out this way. It's going to take us about 2 turns to knock this out, so let me pause it. We're getting our heat stamps. Do I have enough? Oh, I don't have enough workers. See? But I have that hospital set up. That's the watchtower. Where's the hospital at? Here it is. It's getting darker. It means it's getting a lot colder. Heat recycle's finished. Let me take a look. I need to build this for food. And the law for the heat, 49. Now we can negotiate because I really do want this to go forward. So we usually have some people that just won't negotiate it. But we have somebody that's for and that's for, and the machinists are mostly against it, but we can negotiate with them. So we can have them vote for and leave them certain projects. A lot of the times just funding a project seems to kind of be the best ideal depending on what's going on, because it depends on what you want to give up. And I currently don't want to give this up because this goes against me, my primary goal, which is finding the broken shore, and so does this. So we're just going to put some money in their pocket, and that pushes us to 75, which means that this vote is guaranteed for us.
The proposed law has been approved.
Workforce is limited. We have a surplus in housing. And this place just got explored. So let's take a look. This is perfect. This will give us 5,000. Okay, hold on. What does it say here? I need to, before I take that, I need to put down cargo. This is where we need to go next. And we might not make this, to be honest, because of the storm coming in. When that storm comes in, just like in Frostpunk 1, they're just going to send your guys back to the city. They're devoted to us. They want us to build the sawmill, and we can afford to say no to them. They're going to be upset about it, but we can afford to say no because they were devoted to us, and now they're back at favorable. We don't have any people, anymore, period, to do any more work, which is fine. More people will come. We just need them to have babies. Surplus, the stockpile will be at 3,000. See, and these are why these things are actually really good to look at. So by taking this back, it's going to give us plus 5,000. And what's our stockpile for coal? But I know it's more, so we'll take that back. They're being transported to the city. So if I hit play, you'll see them taking that all the way to the city. Pause. And let's get in. I supposed to grow more radical. Yep, because we didn't do what we wanted. We didn't do what they wanted. It's too early to use that action, which is fine. So we have 463 heat stamps. We can go into here. Workforce requirement decreased. This is nice. And they're opposing us, so that helps us out. We have a really big issue with squalor, and that's just due to the materials. But once those materials get in, we will deal with that when it comes. Food. Let's build. We don't have the people. Okay. Pause to read. Well, let's go for it. I usually turn it down, but let's go for it for once. Go to the laws. Go into survival. The Technocrats want us to drop this so bad, but we're not going to do that. We have the recycled heat on. So, as you can see in these laws, this is what I wanted to talk about earlier. In these laws, certain things are locked. And they are not locked due to the beta. They are locked because we have not unlocked them in our tech tree. So we have to unlock these things. As you can see, we are right now going after the New York model. Once we unlock the New York model, this law will be opened up for us. The one thing that is completely locked during the beta are rules, right? We can't access this at all, so we don't even know what that really is right now. Let's hop into here. We're going to propose this law again, and it seems like we have some more people on our side from the last time, so we should, hopefully we can get it without making any promises.
The delegates have spoken. The law takes effect.
All right. And we got those materials in. And those materials got completely eaten up. Running through our stockpile. And the resource is nearly depleted, but it's not going to deplete in time. If I click on this, it's going to give us 99 weeks. That's weird. Normally we have a lot more time than that. But our goal is to potentially find the Forgotten Shores before then. So, it's now negative 100C. The whiteout has come, as you can see. They put out an alarm for everybody. And there are going to be some decisions that we're going to have to make. First law that we're going to have to make. Let's go into survival. Got that one up. This is the one that we're going to click on. And we are going to have to pull some strings to get this to go because it is going to help us out in the long run. And we almost didn't have anybody to help us do this with. We're just going to put some money in their pocket and they're going to vote for it for us. And we still might not make it. We literally just need 2 votes. But can we get those 2 votes? 1.
The proposed
We could
law
not get those 2
has been
votes.
rejected.
In a time like this, we could not get those 2 votes. So let's fund these projects that give them what they want. The soundtrack is so good. I like how it amps up when things get dire. New policy proposed by the Technocrats. We're gonna pause it. Let's see what policy they're proposing. Oh, can't see it yet. Let's go. Now we should be able to see the policy they're proposing. Extreme policy on agenda. Pause to read. People are machine attendants. Workforce requirements decreased. I don't really see a negative in that. They're partially open to negotiations. Who has more people? The machinists have more people. This is where it becomes they want us to build a grinding coal mine. This is going to drop the heat output. Man, let's give them the coal mine. And put us exactly at 51. Which is perfect. That's exactly what we need to get this to go through. Okay, so let's pause real quick. Go into here. Let's turn you around. Where are you? The coal is right up here in this area. So we're going to open up that. We got more people. Let's go into food. Get this place down so we can get more food. Can we? It's still too soon. What's going on here? Needs repairs. Requires 100 heat stamps, but for some reason it is not letting me do it. And it simply could be because, well, I'm not sure honestly, but I guess I was tension's rising. This is where it gets pretty bad for us. Pause, because I know this is done. So we got to get an extractor and put this guy here. Let's just make it through. People dying to the cold. That's why I'm glad we got that law. Machine attendants have been enacted. Pause. Go to the extractor. Build that there. That's going to get us more coal. We have some laws here that need to be taken care of. Let's hop in society. Don't need anything there. Economy. Don't have anything new there. Survival. Our trust is still good, so I'm not really worried about changing a lot of these things. Research has been idle. That has been researched. Let's do harvester hangers. Let's give it to the Technocrats. I always have a problem with these guys. Alright, so 308 people froze to death. That is not good. Let's make it out. Come on, y'all. And we made it out. Good. So now we can hop back out here. Let's wait for it to finish. See, as you can see, it just brushes right over, which is really, really cool that they did. And now we can send an expedition out here. We still have 42 points. Where do we want to go? More people. We can launch an expedition here. We still have 16 points. Those are supplies. The valley right here. Heat and goods. We can launch an expedition here. We still have 18 points. Let's take a look. Let's see. What do we have? That requires 32. Key cores for 32. Why not just send them to the plains? You got any other good places we can send them for cheap? Requires 16. Requires 8. There's people in food, which is perfect. So now we have all of these going out simply because we built those logistics areas in those two spots. Now, we would have more if I would have built it here. I just don't want to spend the resources to build it here. The whiteout has passed. They want us to research a blasting coal mine. I'll give the Technocrats what they want. Did I not build this for them already? I've built the grinding coal mine, didn't I? I don't have enough people. That's probably the reason why. Let's hope I can get a problem with squalor. Yeah, squalor's really bad. Yeah. No. Housing is good. Food is good. I need 300 people, so I need workers shredded to pieces. Stay firm. This is food. We got another big storm coming our way here. Oh, perfect. Okay, so now I'm able to build this coal mine. Let's hope it gets done in time. And it did. Just in the nick of time. Let's go here. These guys wanted me to build this for them. And we're going to do that. Of course, they're protesting. Which reminds me I should build another watchtower. White out in 50. Guys, we are not doing this here. I need 28 guards. I need that watchtower to be built. Oh, let's get them out of there. There's no negative to doing that. These are the Technocrats. They're just a problem child. Yeah. Of course you do. And then we gain relation with them in the process. There needs repair. Okay. So, we have this done. We'll invite them back. Take the 10,000 food. There's a lot we got over here. Let's look. I don't want to connect the trail because I don't need the coal. Goods. Let's have a look. I don't feel like I need that. We're almost done. We literally have 30 weeks left until we complete our 300 challenge. Deprived village. What do we have here? Let's invite these guys back. What do we have here? Ah, liquid hope. This right here, guys. For those of you who've made it this far in the video, this is the Forgotten Shore. The Broken Shore. This is the Broken Shore right here. For those of you who made it in the video. Once we click on this, we would have completed our challenge. So, I want to thank you guys for watching the video. If you like this beginner's guide to finding the Broken Shore, please leave a like. Give a comment if you feel like I could have done this in a more efficient way, and subscribe for more Frostpunk 2 content. I'm currently looking for the other places in the game, which is the material and the food colony. Thank you guys. I'll catch you guys later.